I believe that Arizona's running game is going to be every bit as good as last year's game, or as last year's team, and and we're going to break it down why. Here, listen, Jonah. We're not going to do the Shear thing
Oh,
where Shear says everyone sucks when they leave. We all know Jonah Coleman is good. He's good, but I think Jacory Croskey-Merritt is going to merit consideration for being an even better running back than him. First merit mention of the day. Shear, let's talk about that breakdown first, and then let's go into the other ones. Am I being silly?
no, I've said, I don't even know why it's a hot take. Like, Arizona, like, Jacory's really good. Jonah Coleman's good. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's not much separation between the two, if any. I don't think there's any.
Yeah,
What's interesting is when you bring up Jacory to the coaches and to like Noah's face lights up. It's not
yeah.
fake either. He's like, oh, like this dude's different. Like Jacory's really good.
Yeah, I told you about it. A person that is responsible for implementing plays against him told me, said, that dude's going to be in the NFL next year. And you've seen NFL running backs. Now, Jacory Croskey-Merritt, we've already merited that. Now, let's talk about Conley. Listen, Michael Wiley is very, very good. We like Michael Wiley a great deal on this show. But all I'm saying is this when it comes to Conley, and I think people are sleeping on him a little bit here. Again, this dude went for over 2,000 yards in his last two seasons at San Jose State, over 7 yards a pop, knows how to get in the end zone, had some of his best games against good teams. Conley might not ever run a 4.1 40, but at the same time, he's very, very good, Sheer. This is true.
Yeah, I think Quali's actually pretty similar to Wiley. I think he might be a better true running back than Wiley was, but they both catch out of the backfield. They're both solid blockers. I think a lot of times we have a tendency to go, oh, this guy came from San Jose State. How good can he be? He's good. We saw him in practice, and it took us like 2 practices to realize he was at San Jose State, but he absolutely could have gotten carries on Arizona last year.
Oh, by the way, let's see here. Who says this? Fit for Expedition, one of our favorite people, says, are we going to give him his merit badge if he does well on Saturday? I think that would merit a merit badge, would it not?
Dude, we should make like a graphic where it's like
Yep.
Jacory's merit badge, and if he
Yep.
plays well, we give him the merit badge after the game.
Shane is a big wig at PHNX now behind the scenes. Shane, would you be able to write that down as a reminder? I'd like to do something like that, the merit badge each game. Thank you very much, Shane. We will get back to Shane, but we rely on Shane a great deal on this program. Okay, now at running back, Rayshon Speedy Luke. We talked about this pretty much all off season about maybe play him 5 games and redshirt him. I don't think he's going to redshirt Shear. He's going to play, and we'll see.
I get the vibe he's not redshirting either.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting how they use that because like Riscano is really good too. Speedy is the kick returner. It is very clear. Now the question is, do they use him a lot against New Mexico and use him a lot against NAU and then keep him out versus Kansas State and kind of see if they can redshirt him while still playing his 4 games or whatever? That's going to be the key. Very curious. He's one of my guys. Very curious to see how many touches he gets tomorrow.
How many touches do you think he merits?
10 to 12 tomorrow.
Telling you, man, that's all I want. Every single game, it doesn't matter how. I need 8 to 12. That's where I'm at. Every single
Are we
game.
including kickoff returns?
If he returns, catch none. The fair catch doesn't mean anything for me. I need 8.
Yeah.
I need 8 to 12 where he's actively trying to get into the end zone. I think that's fair.
So let's say he gets like 5 carries tomorrow, 3 receptions, and like 5 kickoff returns.
Oh, totally. That's what I'd like to see for the entire season, to be honest with you. Something like that. But again, one thing that I really hope Brennan does that Jed Fish up in SRS did not do is have players that want to return kicks. Have players that get the ball and you're like, go that way. No fair catches. No Anthony Simpsons. We don't need any of that.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because like Zoe said that he expects Rayshon Luke to be the best kick returner in the Big 12. In order to do that, you need to return kicks.
Yes. It's really that simple. Now, Gringo Billy says, I saw a headline that went, Miami tight end gets 9th season after hardship. Ben White sent us this a little while back, and we were going to talk about this a little bit later on. Ben wanted us to give a shout out to some of the tight ends on the roster.
Got a good eye for tight ends, man.
He does. Yes. Now let's talk about, he was the one that called Tanner McLaughlin before anybody. So we got to give Ben White credit on this show. Now, Kedrick Risano, all right. Whatever. Portland Timbers will definitely correct me on that. listen, if that's your fourth string back, you're in really, really good shape. And that's why, again, I think this running back stable is every bit as good as last year's sheer. And I think there's a dynamic possibilities to it. It's a very appetizing group back there.
Yeah, Riscano's good. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know with Zoe. Like, I don't know how they're going to divide the carries, but like, he's good. Like, he's
Yeah.
really good. He's good enough to get carries on this roster. He was pretty equal with Speedy during camp. Like, it's going to be interesting. Jacory to me is number one. Quali's 1B. Let's just call him 1B. And then after that, I don't know.
Yeah. But either way, again, that's all. We are very protective of Fam on this show. We need Fam involved in the game. He has done it the right way. We like Fam a great deal. Either way, those are the 4 running backs. And one thing I do think about this staff, too, I don't think, and I could be wrong, but I don't think, and Alonzo Carter might be listening. If you are, hello, coach. But I don't think, as long as Alonzo Carter's here, I don't think Arizona's ever going to struggle to have running backs.
No, never. Their running back room is going to be loaded, and it's not just going to be one guy. What you see is what he likes to do is a power back, well-rounded back, and he designs the room.